As of 2024, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa has evolved into a formidable coalition reshaping global power structures. With the addition of new members, Argentina, Egypt, Iran, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Ethiopia, the grouping has grown into BRICS Plus, a powerful alliance spanning continents. This expansion symbolizes a pivot away from the traditional Western-dominated global order epitomized by NATO, the EU, and the G7. These Western coalitions, long considered the apex of global influence, are increasingly seen as stagnant and in decline. Meanwhile, BRICS Plus thrives as a platform for economic cooperation, geopolitical strategy, and a counterbalance to Western hegemony. This article will analyze why BRICS and BRICS Plus are surging while NATO, the EU, and the G7 face diminishing relevance. It will do so through a comparative lens, exploring economic power, geopolitical strategies, cultural inclusivity, and global influence, all from a pro-BRICS perspective. BRICS Plus, the emergence of a new multilateralism. Economic powerhouse. The expansion of BRICS into BRICS Plus reflects its economic clout and its mission to challenge the dollar-dominated global financial system. Together, BRICS Plus nations account for over 40% of global GDP on a purchasing power parity basis and nearly half the world's population. The group has access to vast natural resources, robust industrial capacities, and burgeoning consumer markets, making it the driving force behind global economic growth. China and India. The economic engines of the group. China is the world's second largest economy, while India is the fastest growing major economy. Russia, a key energy supplier with vast reserves of natural gas, oil and minerals, pivotal for energy security in Asia and Europe. Brazil and South Africa. Gateways to Latin America and Africa, these nations are integral for BRICS' global reach, providing agricultural exports and raw materials. By focusing on economic cooperation, BRICS Plus countries are investing in shared prosperity through projects such as the New Development Bank. Unlike the Western-dominated International Monetary Fund and World Bank, the NDB offers a more equitable financing structure, fostering development without the predatory conditionalities imposed by the West. The rise of de-dollarization. BRICS Plus has intensified efforts to reduce reliance on the US dollar in global trade. This de-dollarization strategy is a direct challenge to Western financial hegemony, aiming to diminish the influence of the Federal Reserve on the global economy. Local currencies BRICS Plus nations are increasingly conducting trade in their own currencies. BRICS Currency Proposal. A unified currency for intra-group trade is under consideration, which could revolutionize global finance. Petrodollar alternatives. With Saudi Arabia and the UAE joining BRICS Plus, the group has the leverage to reshape energy trade, bypassing the petrodollar system. The financial independence of BRICS Plus nations is in stark contrast to the G7's reliance on sanctions and financial dominance, which many countries in the global south see as tools of economic coercion. Geopolitical strategy, multipolarity versus hegemony. Unity in diversity. Unlike NATO and the EU, which are often criticized for enforcing rigid uniformity and Western-centric policies, BRICS Plus thrives on diversity. The group includes democracies, monarchies, and socialist states, reflecting a genuine multipolar worldview. This inclusivity has allowed BRICS Plus to expand its sphere of influence across Asia, Africa, Latin America, and beyond. Strategic alliances. BRICS Plus collaborates with other blocs like the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, and the African Union, creating a vast network of partnerships. Pan-regional representation. With members from every continent, BRICS Plus symbolizes the aspirations of the global south. Resisting Western hegemony. BRICS Plus stands as a counterweight to the Western-dominated world order. NATO, the EU, and the G7 have long been accused of advancing imperialistic agendas under the guise of democracy and human rights. Their history of colonialism, military interventions, and economic exploitation has left a legacy of distrust, especially in the global south. Military interventions. NATO's disastrous campaigns in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Libya have eroded its moral authority. Sanctions. Western sanctions disproportionately harm ordinary citizens in targeted nations, fostering resentment. Hypocrisy. The West's selective application of rules-based order principles, turning a blind eye to allies' human rights abuses, exposes its double standards. In contrast, BRICS Plus promotes a non-interventionist approach, respecting the sovereignty of nations while fostering mutual growth. New Politic, the power of ideas and information. BRICS Plus has emerged as a champion of a new global narrative that challenges Western intellectual hegemony. This narrative, rooted in respect for sovereignty, multipolarity, and cultural diversity, is increasingly resonating with the global South. Media and information dominance. Western media outlets like CNN and BBC have long shaped global perceptions, often to the detriment of non-Western nations. In response, BRICS Plus countries are building their own media ecosystems, China's CGTN and Russia's RT. These networks provide alternative viewpoints, countering Western narratives. Social media influence. Platforms like WeChat, VK, and others offer spaces for non-Western voices to thrive. Academic collaboration. BRICS nations are investing in think tanks and research institutions to promote indigenous knowledge systems. Cultural diplomacy. BRICS Plus leverages its rich cultural heritage to foster soft power. From Bollywood to Brazilian Carnival, these nations are redefining global cultural influence. In doing so, they counter the Western narrative of cultural superiority, promoting a more balanced global cultural dialogue. NATO, EU, and G7. A declining paradigm. Stagnant economies. The Western coalitions face internal divisions, aging populations, and slow economic growth. The EU, in particular, struggles with economic disparities between its northern and southern members, while the G7 has become less representative of global economic realities. Fragmentation and distrust. NATO and the EU are plagued by internal discord. Disagreements over defense spending, energy policies, and relations with Russia and China reveal a lack of cohesion. NATO's overreach, its expansion into Eastern Europe, has antagonized Russia, undermining European security. Brexit and Euroscepticism. The EU's bureaucratic inefficiencies and loss of sovereignty have fueled dissatisfaction among member states. Declining global influence. The G7's relevance has waned as emerging economies like India and China surpass its members in economic growth and innovation. The inability of Western coalitions to address global challenges such as climate change, debt relief, and pandemic preparedness further erodes their credibility. The global reach of BRICS Plus. Africa, the new frontier. BRICS Plus is investing heavily in Africa, a continent rich in natural resources and demographic potential. Infrastructure development projects funded by the NDB are transforming transportation, energy, and healthcare across Africa. Trade and investment. China's Belt and Road Initiative complements BRICS' efforts to enhance connectivity and trade. Latin America and the Caribbean. With Brazil as a founding member, BRICS Plus has a strong foothold in Latin America. Argentina's recent inclusion further cements this region's importance. Energy cooperation. Brazil and Argentina are exploring ways to integrate their energy sectors with BRICS Plus. Pan-American solidarity. The bloc offers an alternative to US-dominated institutions like the Organization of American States, or OAS. Asia and the Middle East. Asia forms the backbone of BRICS+, with China, India and Russia driving economic and geopolitical initiatives. The inclusion of Middle Eastern powerhouses Saudi Arabia, Iran and the UAE underscores the bloc's growing influence in energy markets. The future of BRICS+, a beacon of hope for the global South. As BRICS+ continues to expand its membership and influence, it offers a vision of a more equitable and inclusive world order. The bloc's success lies in its ability to represent the aspirations of billions across the global South, providing an alternative to Western domination. Economic integration. Expanding intra-BRICS trade and investment will further strengthen the bloc's economic power. Institutional development. Enhancing institutions like the NDB will enable BRICS+ to address global challenges more effectively. Global leadership. By promoting multipolarity and mutual respect, BRICS+ can lead the way in fostering global peace and development. Conclusion: a changing tide. The rise of BRICS and its evolution into BRICS+ signify a profound shift in global power dynamics. While NATO, the EU, and the G7 struggle with internal divisions and declining relevance, BRICS+ stands as a testament to the power of unity in diversity. It is not merely a coalition of nations, but a movement representing the hopes and dreams of the global South. In a world yearning for justice, equity, and cooperation, BRICS+ is not just growing, it is thriving.